fly-ass chicks who paint them pretty-ass lips. For them trap boys out doubling up on bricks. For musicians like myself that was blessed with a gift. Just to rap with a package, see what it is. Swerving through traffic like I lost control of the whip. Hurt the competition like I ran over these bricks. Double lines mean nothing when you're hugging the bridge.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome y'all one time and one time only to Talk Yours Tuesday. It's your boy Dennis Holmes here. And I'm here with my co-host Ryan Thomas as usual. But today we got a couple special guests because y'all know how Talk Yours Tuesday go. We try to bring you from out the crowd and off the keyboard and on to our living room, all right? Number one, I got to give it up to my boy Dallas Oliver, who's not a Dallas Cowboys fan. Praise God for that. Let's get that one out the way. Dallas, how you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
You ready to bring the noise today, man?
Certainly am.
All right. Number two, I got to get my boy Ethan and Mike podcast, man. If y'all not listening to Ethan and Mike podcast, I've been rocking with Ethan and Mike for a couple months now. Met them on Instagram. You know, we've been talking damn near every day since. Ethan and Mike, tell them a little bit about yourself, man.
Hey, we're Ethan and Mike. We're a South Florida-based podcast. We talk about any news, but we're mostly a Dolphins fan, as always. But we keep it real, though. Keep it real for everybody. And check us out. And check out Ignorant the Podcast, as always.
Yeah,
always.
He does keep it real. And he lets me know every time he can think about that time that Miami beat the Eagles. Every time he can mention it.
Always.
We also got my boy Milcom, who ain't at work today, which is rare. Bills Mafia in the building. We almost got the whole AFC East in here. We just missing a Jets fan. Trisha Joy, where you at, Trisha Joy?
Well, what's up, Dennis? What's up, Ron? What's up, guys?
What's up, man?
Okay. Yeah, I'm glad we all here today, fellas. We definitely all got a lot to talk about. I got some questions for y'all. So let me go ahead and get my questions out the way that I gotta ask y'all. One of the biggest ones we was talking about earlier. Let's knock that out right now because I see that caused a lot of controversy. Let's just go ahead and knock that off the doors now because my co-host swear his Atlanta Falcons going 10-6. So I'm just gonna go ahead and knock the doors off this one right here. How y'all feel about that? Y'all let me know how y'all feel about that.
I'll make y'all laugh.
Dallas had a lot to say on this, so I'll let Dallas go.
Yeah, go Dallas. Tell the people. The people waiting.
Well, I get that you got to have confidence in your team. I get that. I praise Matt Ryan for that. But there's also a line of reality and realizing that your team may not have it this year or it may not be your year. I think Matt Ryan crossed the line into praising his team too much because their talent that they have on offense is not comparable at all to it's not right up there with their 2012 team. Nowhere close. 2016 team absolutely did. This, I don't see it. I see an aging Matt Ryan with a bunch of first-round picks on the O-line who haven't proven anything or are vets that are past their prime with high cap hit numbers. Team that's been offloading talent and big contracts for a couple of years now since their Super Bowl debacle. And I think Dan Quinn has to be on the hot seat too. So you lose Austin Hooper. Calvin really hasn't shown me anything since his rookie year. An aging Julio, a run game that now doesn't have Freeman because he couldn't stay healthy. So you replace him with Gurley, who isn't the workhorse he used to be and can't stay healthy. And no Tevin Coleman, and that really hurt him last year. And the defense kind of blew that up too. Isaiah Oliver and AJ Terrell isn't enough. And they can't stay healthy either. Trufant couldn't. And their linebackers are pretty weak outside of Deion Jones, who also can't stay healthy. And you got just Grady Jarrett on your D-line is the way I see it. I see him as last in the NFC South. I think they just need to keep rebuilding and getting younger.
Woo! Dallas out here giving out that work.
I actually agree with Dallas's point, actually. I don't see the Falcons doing too much this year.
Well, we don't never see the Dolphins do nothing. So
Oh no! I didn't say we're making the playoffs, did I? I know Miami's we'll get close, but not this year though. Hey, you never know. I'm just saying. I can always say, but truth always comes out once you start playing. That's how it goes.
I'll be honest. I mean, there are some similarities between them, but um, the Falcons aren't as bad as what Dallas was saying. But I don't know if they're quite to that 2012 team. But I mean, they got a good squad there. So I think they'll do all right. I think they'll be like 7-9 this year, maybe 8-8.
Okay. I'm gonna tell my side. I believe that they have the talent to be that good, but they won't be. That's what I believe. Now, Ryan Thomas, what do you believe about your team?
I believe my team to go 10-6.
Ooh, come on. Okay.
Mm.
And this why? Because everybody on our offensive line is a number one pick. Then last year with the team we had at the almost at the end of the season, we went 6-2 with the old team. And we beat the 49ers, we beat the Saints, we beat a lot of good teams, but with the old team though.
Okay.
And Gurley last year, Gurley had let me see, almost 12 12 touchdowns and 880 yards by himself.
And that's a
With the
far cry
same
from
knee.
what he used to be.
With the same knee. We're not gonna use Gurley like the Rams use Gurley. That's what people don't understand.
I
We
understand
got
that.
we got other running backs to do something too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Washington, because they no longer want to be called the Redskins, are looking for a new name. All right. Dwayne Haskins gave
Want me
it.
to read? Would you like me to read the comments?
Yeah, you can.
I'll start back at the beginning. Yuri said, "What's up, guys?" BJ said, "Hey, Dallas." Said something else too. BJ said, "Hello, Yuri." Dalton said, "What's up, guys?"
What's up, Dalton?
Donovan said, "What's up, guys? Just checking in. Have a great show." Uh, Dalton said, "Hey, Deborah." Ken Thomas said, "This is sports for reals." He said, "Ron, what it do?" Ken Thomas. Um, Deborah said, "Hey, Dalton." Um, William said, "Give me 15 to shower and I'll get on to harass y'all."
Tell him come on at 9 o'clock.
All right. Um, Deborah said, "Yeah, I know Dallas. He's a cheat Pats fan. LOL." Brett said, "What's up, guys?" Um, BJ Samuel said, hashtag Sam Sports. The Lakers have confirmed that they will give Avery Bradley a ring if they win the championship this season. Jade said, hey. Dalton said 28-3. Marcus said, what's up, everyone?
What up, Marcus? What's going on?
Let's see. Dalton said, hey, Jade. Letitia said hello.
What's up, Letitia?
Yuri said the Falcons will have a solid season, but it isn't going to be a championship team. Matt Ryan is aging, and the O line isn't that good. BJ said fourth place. Dalton said, hey, Letitia. Jared said the Falcons should have held on to Duke Riley.
No.
Yuri said that Falcons will be third. Deborah said, did he say last place? Dalton said third place. Letitia said that's aggressive. Let me catch up here. Then Deborah said, so who do you all think will be first and second in that division? Dalton said first Saints, second Bucks. Atlanta said Yuri said that Atlanta is going to go 9-7 or 10-6. Robert Leader said, you tell him, Coach Ron. Chuck Thomas said 28-3. Woo! Buck Flair and Aaron Pop said, what's up?
What's up, Aaron Pop?
There you go. That's what we got.
All right.
All right. So, like I said, Deshaun Haskins, Dwayne, he said that they should change the name to the Red Tails. I thought that was a good idea. Um,
Hmm.
they also said they were thinking about calling themselves the Washington Warriors.
Washington what?
Warriors. I think that they should call themselves the Washington Hawks because that's their name anyway.
How about the Generals? Washington Generals.
That's a
I
good
like
one.
that one.
What other names y'all was thinking about though?
I like
Well,
I like the Red Tails.
I like the general one. The Washington Generals. That's actually a good idea. Actually,
right.
it's like it's in DC. You have the National Guard really right there. You have the defense right there. So why couldn't it be called Washington National? What was it? Washington Guards. There you go. I almost forgot what it was. No, but I agree with that. And the Washington Red Tails could be interesting too. But it sounds more like Boston though. I don't know. I feel that, but
I hear that.
I feel
And that's-
like they should go with a name that was from a movie, see if we capture a little bit of that movie magic from the replacements. Maybe the Washington Sentinels would have a nice ring to it. See if they can get themselves a Falco.
I like that.
That's
Washington.
Thick unis.
It's like you can't really think too much on that name. He's been there for a while.
Since we went through that, I also want to give some love out for this one right here. Maker.
Hold on a minute. I'll catch up on the comments. Will apologize. I didn't skip them on purpose. I didn't see your comments, but
Will Bumbar in the building.
where Yuri said the worst case for the Falcons is 8-8. April Thomas said, "Hey y'all." Letitia said, "How long are we gonna do this Redskins thing?" Chuck Thomas said the Washington Warriors. I think they had already been working on that for a while. Dalton said Washington Warriors. Letitia said Generals or Warriors is good, but let's not drag this out anymore. Let's just do it.
Yeah, I'm with that same thing. I ain't dragging it out no more. Let's get it over with.
Jared said Red Tails is my favorite option. Nobody planes with Red Tails after the Tuskegee Airmen, the first ever all-black flying squadron. The colors and all that can generally stay the same. The planes they flew were white with red tails. William Richter said, "What's up, people? Hashtag stay classy."
All right, like I said, Maker, top recruit chose to go to a HBCU. I'm very excited for him. He had a chance to go to any powerhouse he wanted to, but he chose the HBCU. I'm excited for him. I'm hoping more will follow him, but I know they will because they've been talking about it for a while. But I'm very excited for him, and I can't wait. I can't wait to see him play this year and next year. But I want to know exactly how do y'all feel about Maker going to a HBCU instead of picking any of them powerhouses?
Do you think he will live up to the hype?
Mm-hmm. I think he might make up with the hype, because although he's not going to a powerhouse team, I just feel that he'll prove in Howard and that his stock market will go up, especially for the next year's draft. Not this year, but next year's draft if he does commit.
A lot of people don't live up to the hype. I'm just saying.
Well, that's true. A lot of people don't live up to the hype, but you never know.
Right. You're right.
He hasn't played a lick of college basketball yet.
Yeah.
So he could have a chance right there, and he has a catchy name there too. So it's kind of like Taco. If you remember Taco.
Yeah.
He could be something like that. Maker.
He better live. He better live.
You gotta live up to it.
He better live up to it. That's all right. I just say.
Well, in more news, there's a report out there that Jadeveon Clowney could be going to the Raiders. Oakland Raiders.
Las Vegas.
How many more teams would he visit?
Well, I don't understand. They giving him what, 8 million?
I know the Browns gave him like the biggest offer, but he declined it. But the
And
Raiders, I'm not too sure what
I'm
they
not
offer.
sure. I'm not sure about the money, but I know the Raiders are the newest team that's going at it.
Interesting.
I don't know
but
about. I don't know nothing about no money.
what I don't understand, why don't you go to the Browns? They got something really nice there. Now I don't know about the quarterback, but
Hmm.
they they got some nice pieces there.
Ain't
They got
nobody want to
Miles.
go to Cleveland. And my Ryan Thomas was. Ain't nobody want to go to Cleveland.
They're a better
Hey,
option
but
than
they
the Raiders.
Look,
that's true.
they got some nice pieces there. Now they
I
might
would,
hit.
I would
Wait a minute.
personally, I would go to Cleveland, but he
Now,
don't feel that way.
now they might hit you with a two piece every every now and then to get you wake up. But other than that, it is what.
Hey, but the Browns were more appealing to Clowney's offer. What he was
Right,
offering, he was trying to get like 17 mil to 18 mil. They were pleasing him,
right.
but I guess he wasn't very interested in the Browns. Yeah, although the Browns have good players there, not the quarterback. Quarterback, you gotta see again. You don't know how he is, Baker Mayfield, but they still got good weapons there. Nick Chubb, Odell, Jarvis,
Hooper,
and then Hooper, and the defense, Miles Garrett,
Jack Conklin
two
shored up
piece.
the O line.
the Mason Rudolph killer.
They shored up the tackle spot with Conklin.
Right. So they got some nice pieces going.
And we all know that Patrick Mahomes just got paid.
Whew.
I mean, he just got paid. Baby. All right, his next 10 years looking comfortably. But as also as he just got paid, Russell Westbrook is one of the highest paid players in the NBA, and Mike Trout is one of the highest paid players in the MLB.
Yep.
Do you see these guys in the next 5 years still being top athletes in their sport?
I don't see Westbrook. I I don't.
Okay. What about you, Dallas?
Westbrook, no. Mahomes, absolutely. I could plausibly see it for another 12 to 13 years, depending on health. Could have a very, very long career on top of what he's already had. And Trout, I think he's got about 5 years left.
And this why I don't see Westbrook because bad knee.
Wait. You think Trout got 5 years left?
I do.
Wow.
In baseball, where you can be dominant for a long time, and you
Yep.
think Trout only got 5 years left?
Not due to health and talent. I think 5 years left due to the fact that it's kind of developing into a Barry Sanders or Megatron situation where he's the best player in the league, stuck on one of the worst teams that won't surround him with talent and winning. He doesn't say too much about wanting to win, but you know that he wants to. One of the best players in the league, his talents are being wasted on this team going nowhere. It could drive him towards frustration, just say, I'm out.
But he didn't. If that was the case, he didn't have to sign that contract last year.
Well, he did because he thought the Angels, when they signed Ohtani, were going all in for him. But he sees that they're not putting together a winning team still.
I mean, he could have came back home to Philly. We would have gave him $400 million.
He's loyal. He believes in the team. That was the wrong choice.
We would have gave him $400 million. All right. What?
Dennis, go drink some cold water,
You
right?
out your mind. You drink some cold water.
Because y'all don't like to pay nobody.
No, with the Phillies pay people.
Yeah, Philly, but not the
like,
Eagles.
it's a different situation. The Phillies pay people,
He was talking about the Phillies, not the Eagles.
not the Eagles.
We're not talking about Eagle. Talking about
Here we go.
All right, let me catch up on these.
Go ahead, read the comments, Ethan.
Chuck Thomas said next season jerseys and logo for the talking about the Washington. Yuri said what your Washington Warriors or something powerful. Let's bring them a real name so that way they won't be offended anymore. Will LeBombard said call them the DC Generals or DC Red Tails. I'm not sure if they even want to keep Washington. Okay, I could see that. William Richter said let me at that Finns fan. Yuri said they they need to bring a Mac replacement. William Richter said hashtag squish the fish.
Fish the fish.
Jared Muller said Dennis Holmes when we're talking about Denzel Mims.
Oh, he must already knew what the next slide was. He must already knew what the next slide was. Okay.
Let me finish.
Indeed.
William Richter said Raiders are willing to open the pocketbook and cash. Jay said, "Hey Dennis."
Hey Jay.
Will the Bombers said the Browns can't afford him. They just restructured a contract with guarantees he's not going to Cleveland. Adam Rush said, "Talk about Mahomes' contract, crazy money." Dalton said Browns have Denzel Ward. Williams said he'll get into that and break it down some. Yuri said the Browns aren't going to get him. Olivier Vernon just restructured his contract, and Myles Garrett will get paid. Jared said the Browns are set outside corner for years. Mahomes, Will Bombard said Mahomes is good for the next 10 years. The organization is in trouble. Aaron Pop said you're tripping on Trout. He'll be a 20-year plus player for sure.
What I say?
Shout out to Ron Enix watching. What's up, Ron Enix? Chuck Thomas said Bryce Harper, LOL. Ramona Berdaya in the building. Chuck Thomas says, as long as Harper's there, the Phillies are third or second. Jared said the Snyder is trying to move that team back into DC. Dalton said, hey Ramona. Chuck said the Braves and the Mets rule that division the next 4 years. William Richter said, war Josh Rosen winning the starting job.
Josh Rosen?
Yuri said agreed. TC said, what's up, fellas?
What's up, TC?
What's going on, TC? Now listen, they interviewed Denzel Mims the other day, and they asked him about him going to Philadelphia, and these were his words: "Dirty ass, trash ass city."
Wow.
Denzel
Strong
Mims.
words.
I grew up
Strong
and I
words.
lived in this city all my life. Denzel Mims.
Wow. He never lied.
You went to go play for the Jets.
It's a good thing there's no Jets fan on this show, right, bro?
You went to go play for the Jets. I'm going to tell it to you like this, Denzel Mims, in the words of Dennis Holmes himself. Go get you a cold glass of water, good brother, and I hope you have a good career. All right? I'm going to leave it at
that. Excuse me. That is, that's insane.
Strong words right there by Denzel Mims.
Mm-hmm.
But Philly was a recent champ, like not too long ago.
Classy as I can say that.
That was very classy, by the way.
There are reports out there that the 2020 Panthers can end up being like the 2011 49ers. The only reason why I don't see it is because Luke Kuechly retired.
Yeah, Luke Kuechly retired. They lost Greg Olsen.
Right, Luke Kuechly retired. You lost Greg Olsen. You lost a little bit too much.
Yeah, that's a little bit too much right there. I don't even see that happening.
All right.
Definitely though.
Go ahead, yeah, finish this one then.
I'm good. You can go.
I can't. I don't know if I. Let's say I don't know about that. That I don't like that.
That doesn't even click at all. Like Teddy Bridgewater or the Carolina Panthers going all the way, like how Alex Smith did in the 49ers in 2011. I don't really see that. Don't see that.
That's funny.
Not even close. I don't know who came up with this, but that's not even real.
Whoever coming up with these lists,
Carolina Panther fan.
Somebody need to say they own something.
Hey TC, while you at it, you get you a cold glass of water too.
Yeah, I know. I've seen that. I was waiting for you to get done with, or us to get done with this this picture, so I could catch up on these comments. They're roasting Philly a little bit.
Oh no! All right, let me hear it.
Let me go back. Well, first, Aaron Pop said the Braves are taking the East. With the 60-game schedule, anything's possible. Willa Bombard said if KC does end up being good for 10 years, the Raiders are in trouble.
The Raiders.
William Richter said that hashtag he ain't wrong about Mims. Yuri said, wait, wrong. I didn't read this correctly. Philadelphia isn't a trash city. TC said, Philly is pretty blank, Dennis. William Richter said he ain't lying. And the Dalton Smith said in Daniel Bryan's voice, no, no, no. Willa Bombard said they did gain, talking about the next slide, they said they did gain Teddy B and still have McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Jared Muller said they improved as a team. They drafted a whole defense and added weapons on offense. Let's see. Chuck Thomas said Philly can never win it.
Just a rumor.
I don't think he's going nowhere.
Just
He ain't going nowhere.
Chuck Thomas said Philly can never win a championship again, as he must have watched the fan eat horse manure off the streets. Denzel must have seen that. Dalton said, can Bridgewater play all 16 games?
These comments right now.
But they won't be in the Super Bowl.
Shout out to everybody that's commenting, man. They like and share the show, man. Keep talking your way strong, baby. Keep talking your way strong.
What did I miss you? What did I skip on yours, Dalton?
I don't know, but I'm just gonna say this.
That whoever did that, Dalton said, whoever did this, they need to take the coronavirus test. Willa Bombard said you have to reevaluate Carolina's defense. It's not that bad. Jared said they lost Bradbury, and that was the biggest loss.
They lost Bradbury too. Like it's too many. It was too many losses. If they would have kept Bradbury, and let's say Luke Kuechly didn't retire, and they had Greg Olsen,
Yeah, we're talking something different.
we might be talking like, okay,
No, we're not.
that's something special.
No,
a
we're
little
not.
bit, but not too much.
Let me just say this about my coach. He ain't going nowhere.
Well, I got you with that with your coach, but if they offer your coach that Pat Riley deal that he got in Miami, where he got part ownership too, your coach might be gone.
No, he too loyal.
Now listen, your coach might be gone. He got Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant.
He too loyal.
Yeah, all right.
He too loyal to the organization.
To San Antonio, I'm trying to tell you.
Loyalty will slip right out when somebody offer you
Look,
a gold mine and you can win. You can win 3 out of the next 4 championships with the players you got. Loyalty
Yeah.
right out the window.
you're not hearing me. This man too loyal. He been there since David Robinson.
He's
But
been there. He's been there a
Right,
real
but
long
he's
time.
been there,
Been there a
and
long time.
And they got 4 championships.
they got 5 championships.
Well, my bad, 5.
They
Yeah.
got 5. Yeah.
This man too loyal to San Antonio.
I think. Listen, and now, like I said from the beginning, it's just a rumor, but I'm gonna say it again. He could be out. Now, listen, if they give him that deal,
I just don't see that happening. I really don't.
I don't see it happening. To be honest, I don't. That man been there way too long.
I hear y'all. I'm glad that y'all so
Why leave somewhere that you built championship for somewhere that don't got no championship?
A new
It's not
challenge.
even ready caliber yet.
I mean, you don't know what you're gonna get with Kyrie. You don't know if he stay healthy or KD. So why put yourself in that predicament?
well. The NBA is coming back, and we all know who my NBA team is.
The 70.
Sixer.
And my boy Sir Charles Barkley, shout out to Charles Barkley, man, one of the most entertaining guys on TV. All right, shout out to Charles Barkley. But this is what Charles Barkley had to say about the 76ers. I wrote an article the other day on the 76ers. It should be getting printed soon. But the article that I wrote the other day on the 76ers was me telling everybody about how I felt that Brett Brown could be the next Greg Popovich. That was the article I read.
Mhm.
Now a lot of people, y'all probably hearing this right now. Y'all like, ain't no way Brett Brown's gonna be the next Greg Popovich.
I mean, he was sitting behind the man and learning from him for
Right.
years.
For years.
Now, that don't mean it will work out.
Yeah. Trisha Joy.
You see what I'm saying? That don't mean you just take the same thing that Pop did in San Antonio into the 76. That don't mean it will work out.
Kind of like Belichick. Belichick and the assistant coaches below him
Right,
against other teams.
right.
Kind of like that.
They don't never work out. Do that.
True.
Not all of them, but some
Not
of
all
them
of them.
do.
Yeah.
But at the time, in the 1998-99 lockout season, Greg Popovich was on the hot seat and they was talking about firing him.
Mm-hmm.
And he went ahead in that lockout season and he won the championship. And as you know, he went to win four more, which made five altogether.
Right.
Right now, Brett Brown's on the hot seat during this COVID-19 edition of the shutdown.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And if he goes on to win the championship this year, maybe he can start a magical run. Now
So you,
I'm wishing for five,
so
but I can see three.
wait, so you tell me y'all gonna beat Boston? Y'all gonna beat Toronto? Y'all gonna beat the Miami Heat and all them?
Be careful of
Yeah,
the
I
Heat.
think the hardest team to beat in the East would be
Boston.
Milwaukee.
Boston.
No, it wouldn't be Boston because Boston don't have a big man no more. It'd
They
be
do got a big man.
it'd be Milwaukee. Who they big man?
Uh, what? What they do now?
His name is Ernest Canner.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, they don't have a big man no more.
Okay.
The hardest team for us to beat would be the Milwaukee.
And you don't see Toronto. No.
Toronto without Kawhi Leonard is the same Toronto has been for years.
Hey,
They real
but they
good. They
got big
real
man.
they real good in the regular season. They disappear in the postseason.
All right.
Same old Toronto.
Experience.
So what do you see in the Heat? Heat in the playoffs?
Right.
I just see the
Because
Heat
they're
fighting.
a scary team
I
as
see
in
the
a young
Heat
core.
fighting hard, but I see them losing to probably Milwaukee. Indiana would have been a scary team, but Oladipo ain't coming.
Nope,
So
that's not happening.
All
Some
right,
things getting some things there.
let me
go
catch
ahead,
up
read
these
some
comments.
comments.
These comments are these. I love these. These guys are active tonight. I love it. Willa Bombard
Always.
said, as long as Wentz is your QB, you'll never get a championship in Philly. Chuck Thomas said all the defense drafted all defensive players and looking to rebuild the Panthers. Jared said the Greg Olson wasn't a huge loss.
He wasn't.
William Richter said y'all better be ready for the nonsense. He's counting down the minutes so he can get in here. Adam Rush said money talks. Jared said loyalty only goes so far with most people.
Yeah, but that man been there forever.
Yeah. Willa Bummer said, well, they better counter offer Pop so he stays with San Antonio. Chuck said Pop needs to give his assistant coach a chance, first female NBA coach. Jared said if they're offering a bar none beat coaching contract, best coaching contract in the league with Kevin Durant sitting on the Nets. I think Chuck Thomas said I think Pop takes it, Durant and Kyrie.
Well, my thing is, you don't know if Kyrie stay healthy.
Let's see. William Richard said I'm counting down so I can get in there and mess with y'all. Jared said I don't know, Ron Thomas, ask Tom Brady. Dalton said 76ers boo. Chuck Thomas said 76ers needed a coach 2 years ago. William Richard says hashtag Boston Celtics. Willa Bummer said don't nobody care about no 76ers. Chuck Thomas said Brown for 76ers never built a bench like the Spurs. William said these boys better be ready, especially that Fitz tragic lover.
I like this William.
Jared said, yes, they do. It's a mix, but it's any coaching tree. Willem Bombard said, 76ers ain't been relevant since AI. Buck said, Bucks and Celtics.
I can see that.
William Richter said Taco. Jared said Belichick has Nick Saban, Charlie Weiss, Mike Vrabel, Kirk Ferentz.
Make sure you go pick up your Ignorant Thinker podcast merch.
Let's see. Aaron Pop said hashtag Lake Show. And William Richter said watch LeChoke get COVID.
Jeez.
William Richter is ready to fire on all cylinders. Still got 17 minutes.
Let's play. Oof.
Best player to never. Yeah, Super Bowl.
Let's see what we got.
All right, what do we got?
Win the MVP.
I want to know, did y'all know? Did you know this at all?
No, I knew with Dan Marino and Barry Sanders and Rice.
To be honest, I ain't know Jerry Rice did never win no MVP.
That seems ridiculous.
That seems like Marty said. What? After 9, after 10.
Yeah.
Jerry Rice are all wide receivers. Wow.
I think a close 2 for that would be the fact that Drew Brees has also never won an MVP.
Well, first of all, Drew Brees does a lot of garbage time yards. Drew Brees shouldn't be mentioned in front of none of the greats.
Right.
I'm not in front of the greats. I said it's a close 2. His 2011 season, his 2006 season stick out as indicators to me.
I think he shouldn't be mentioned at all with none of the greats. None of them at all. But I want to know who y'all got.
5th all time.
Who you got?
Ooh.
As everybody know, I got a thing for the New York Knicks. So which team?
Knicks. 94, 99.
I got to go with Speedway on there.
You like to choke somebody, huh? That's what it is. You just like to choke somebody. You just want to choke them down.
Yeah, my way.
Wait, what? What team you say?
Speedway. I mean, he got budgets. Everybody forgot about that. He got his own budgets. I mean,
there's a lot of players on there got their own bucket. John Starks got his own bucket.
Yeah, but John Starks was too small to me.
I don't think he was too small. John Starks was a baller, man.
He was a baller. I would give him that, but I just think he was a little bit too small. They go up against the big guys.
I see there's a lot of Drew Brees lovers out there. I'm gonna address that right after this New York Knicks situation.
I don't know why.
I'm gonna address it right after this New York Knicks situation, and then I'm gonna open up the lines. Right. So who else? Who you got? Dallas? Dallas, you look stuck like Chuck over there. What's going on? You all right? Chuck, you wish it got you choked up?
You quiet over there.
Knicks. I'll take the Knicks for that one. I think I think Patrick Ewing would be having a field day in that matchup.
Both teams are the Knicks, Dallas.
Both teams are the Knicks.
Oh, that was the 6.
He didn't read it too well.
Dallas stuck like Chuck, ladies and gentlemen.
What side you would take, Dallas?
Going 99.
Okay.
99.
All right. Well, who you got, Ethan?
Both teams are great. I can tell you that. The 94 team, especially without MJ in the mix, but I got the 99 team because they had the best chance of winning a title there.
Okay. What about you, Ethan?
I say 94.
Yeah, I say 94 too. That 94 team went to Game 7 on Houston. I'm going with 94.
I gotta go with Speedway in there. Was Larry Johnson? Grandmama? What?
Slam Larry Johnson and his grandmama.
Hey.
I hear y'all on that. That was a pretty good
Yeah.
one. I hear y'all on that.
Jared,
Back to this Drew Brees situation. Let me
Lord, I must.
let me address this Drew Brees situation. For the last time, Drew Brees got 5 seasons of 5,000 yards, right?
Right.
And in those seasons, he pretty much ain't do nothing with it. It was a lot of garbage time yards, but they don't say that when it comes to Drew Brees. They say, "Oh, how amazing it is that he threw for 5,000 yards in
Right.
5 seasons." But yet, if Dak Prescott was to do it, oh no, he just had a lot of garbage time yards. If Jameis Winston does it, oh no, he just had a lot of garbage time yards. If Ben Roethlisberger does it, oh, he just has a lot of garbage time yards. But if Drew Brees does it, it was an amazing thing that was done. And I'm trying to figure out what was the difference between Drew Brees throwing for 5,000 yards and the rest of these guys, because it all look like garbage time yards to me. Besides Patrick Mahomes, who won an MVP on 5,000 yards, and Peyton Manning, who won an MVP on 5,000 yards.
You know, ESPN like to hype up the news people. I mean the who they like the most.
Right, but what I'm trying to say is Drew Brees, like he was, to me, the Drew Brees that I see, just a guy that just took a, I give him his props. He took advantage of a great situation and went out there and made great things happen. But I don't mention him
What situation?
in the top five of quarterbacks.
What
You don't
situation?
make the list.
What situation?
The Saints.
I mean the Bounty Gate
Yeah, the Bounty.
situation.
We know Bounty Gate is the reason that he got the Super Bowl.
Okay, so to me,
And as you can see, he hasn't been back since.
right. So that defense won that Super Bowl.
Defense wins championship. All
Right.
they sell tickets.
Exactly.
So they had
That's
not
all he's
done
been
nothing.
doing lately has been selling tickets.
So they had not done nothing else, right?
Since we got a Dolphins fan here, back in 2006, Breeze was supposed to go to the Dolphins
Yeah,
instead of Dante
that's why.
Culpepper.
Yeah, that's why I was telling people when they were drafting Tua, I was like, we don't want like another situation like that where we had a chance to get Drew Brees, but instead we get Culpepper that and do nothing
Right,
for
they
us
end
at
up
all.
getting Dante Culpepper because the word was Drew Brees won't be the same with that shoulder injury. That was the word they was putting out there. And Dante Culpepper was just coming off an ACL injury, and he was going to be all right.
Yeah,
That was the difference in the word that was out there.
what a
I'm
dumb
telling you,
mistake.
life would have been different with Drew Brees and the Dolphins.
Oh, 100%. We would not be trying to look for a quarterback for about 20 years.
I don't know about that.
Pretty much.
I do.
Uh,
Yeah, he's right about that.
There's
but
a lot of garbage time yards that Drew Brees put up. Well,
Yeah, he did it last year.
right. That's what I'm trying to tell you. When they lost to Fitzmagic and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, at the end of the game, he was putting up a bunch of garbage time yards.
Or
Mind you,
when they lost against us 26-9.
they lost to him 48-40, and they were favored to win. When it's time for Drew Brees to come in and win a playoff game, where's that Drew Brees that y'all be rattling about? Where's
On the
that guy?
sideline watching the defense blow it for him
Exactly.
after he did what he needed to
Exactly.
do.
And it seemed like every game the defense got to make some miraculous
Play.
help to get them to go on a comeback because the offense ain't never ready for them to start up.
Yeah, a miraculous play. What? No, I'm saying that he goes down the field, he gets the go-ahead score and does what he needs to, and the defense can't execute a simple stop, and they screw it up in the worst way possible.
But
the Minneapolis Miracle is the first thing that jumps to my mind. He took him down the field, he got him the lead with minimal time left, and they couldn't execute a simple inbounds tackle. He won them that game.
They were down double digits at halftime, though.
And he led them back.
But they shouldn't have been down double digits at halftime to Minnesota.
Okay, so then your argument could go both ways.
They lost the Case Keenum Minnesota Vikings. Not Kirk Cousins, not Teddy Gloves, and not Sammy Bradford. They lost to Case Keenum.
Wait a minute. Case Keenum was hot that year, man. You gotta get
I ain't trying to hear it.
They were hot in the
You can't
playoffs.
let one player
playoffs
for a
were
whole
hot.
unit
Go
finish
back and you
mixed up.
bet in the house. Who you betting the house on? Case Keenum and Minnesota Vikings, or
You're right.
the Saints or the Saints?
You're right. But once again, Minnesota was hot that year. Yes or no?
Minnesota was all right that year. They was number
That was hot. That was hot like fish grease that year. So, I mean,
All right, can I catch up on these comments? There's a million
yeah.
here.
Where's William Richter? The doors is open.
Well, but you just now said it, so that's why he
No,
needs.
I opened it up when he said it. As soon as he texted, I said, open it.
Jared said he'd rather talk about the Sixers, Dennis. Adam has a good question. What percentage of odds do you think it will be that we'll have football this year?
I let the new guys answer that. What percentage you think we're gonna have football this year? Ethan and Mike.
I think it's like a 50-50 chance. You know, I haven't really like that, like 50-50. Because it can go both ways. Because we can either go, we're gonna play a game or we won't. The way how COVID deals with, because it's contact. So I can see a 50-50 as of right now.
What is up, everybody? What is y'all crazy man think about?
Yeah, what's going on, everybody? I'm in
Hold
here.
on, y'all. Wait. Dallas, what you think?
I think about 95 to 90% chance. I feel real good about it. There's a lot of options between playing and not playing.
Okay.
Yeah.
William Richter.
What you talking about now?
How do you feel about us playing this season?
You got a 95% chance you're not going to play this year. I'm watching here, and I'll give you the point and clues for why. Baseball or the NBA, if you see 3 of the big teams go down in the NBA or 20 games into the Major League Baseball season, you watch 4 or 5 teams just disappear off the map, done. They're going to shut seasons down, and the NFL is going to take that, and the NCAA is going to take that, and they're going to go, nope, we're done. We're going to step away, and we're going to watch. We ain't doing this.
So you tell me they're going to lose all this money?
Well, they ain't gonna lose no money because
there's no money to be lost. You've got billions in the bank in escrow. These owners might be losing money on revenue for stadiums for a year, but you can make that all back next year. Think about what you're going to be able to do next year to produce everything and then some.
Yeah, that's why I say 50-50 because of the health issues with COVID-19.
And again, as of next year, the Vegas book gambling money starts coming into the pockets of the NFL and the NFL Players Association and the owners. You start seeing the money from the Vegas gambling deals. So not only are you not losing, you're winning next year. There was somebody that was talking on the NFL Network on Sirius Satellite Radio this afternoon that they were talking to one of the former GMs and whatnot, and they were explaining that the cap's not going to be $200 million. It's going to be $350 in the next 5 years because of the gambling from Vegas and all the money that's going to be coming in from all the TV deal that's coming up in the next couple of months or the next couple of years. Sorry. You've got gambling in Vegas. You've got all this money about to come pouring in. You're not going to lose. This is just a temporary setback. This isn't a lockout. There is no football strike. This is a health issue. And people are seeing the health and wellness of people. There are NFL players that are waiting for the NFL owners to agree to let them to just sit out and not play this year because they choose not to, based on their families not having proper health. Or their families have an underlying condition and they're worried about bringing that home to their families and they want to walk away, but they can't right now because they can't agree upon that yet. But I think baseball will set the tone by mid-August, 20 to 25 games in. You're going to see a boatload of teams dropping. Look, the Atlanta Braves are not going to win anything this year. Why? Because you've already lost Freddie Freeman and you had one of your pitchers just walk away because he's not wanting to put his family or his health out there. The Braves are down 2 or 3 players. Their center fielder, a starting pitcher, and I believe their shortstop is also out right now. So what are you asking? No, I don't think football is going to be there anytime soon. I think you're going to be a year without football.
I can agree with some to that. Yeah, I can see that.
Like it or not, whether I want to
like it or not, I can see that.
Like it or not, that's what's probably going to happen. As much as I want to see all the things that are going to go on.
I don't see it because it's too much at stake here for people.
No, there's not. What? They didn't hold the draft. The draft could have been held in Vegas if they wanted to.
Right, Ron. But Ron. Here's the thing. What's more important? What's more important? What's more at stake? What's more important? The health.
Yeah, more important is people's health.
Exactly.
Right. But what I'm saying is if you got a chance to play where they play.
But the problem is look at the players on the NFL football field. How close are you standing at that front line? Offensive lineman, defensive lineman. How close are you? You're breathing on each other,
Right,
6 inches
side
away
by
from each
side.
other. You're not 3 feet. You're not 6 feet. And now
Right.
you're in there contacting each other 24/7. Somebody coughs once. That's it. Everybody just backs the hell up and goes, oh, and then some quarterback gets slaughtered because he steps back because some guy coughed on him. And what about some of these smart-ass defensive ends and defensive tackles that would be a smart-ass? Remember, back in the day, you used to spit and taunt and call them about their mother's names and all. What if you go over and you cough on the buddy's face just to fuck with him?
After Rudy Gobert, I don't think anybody's going to do that.
Oh, come on.
After he was assassinated by the world for that.
We watched guys take off a helmet and beat a quarterback with it. Don't tell me they're not below that. Don't tell me they're not below that. They'll do that in a heartbeat. They would cough on a guy even if they're not sick just to get in their head. It's a mental game at that in the trenches. And I guarantee you the ignorant thinker will tell me that right there. I agree with that. It's all mental in there.
What if they're isolating in different places depending on the week and they're tested every week that they have a game?
Doesn't matter, because what happens is you're sitting there in training camp. Okay, so how's this going to work? You're going to go into training camp. You got your starters. All of a sudden, your starting quarterback goes down, and your wide receiver goes down, and your tight end goes down. And again, we're going to take Von Miller into play here, because we all know Von Miller had COVID, right?
Right.
3 months after he's healed, he's still having breathing condition problems. Still, to this day, he's still having breathing condition problems. Now your starting quarterback, your wide receiver, and your tight end are all out. They're still coming back. You think they're going to be the same? You think they're going to be 70%, 80% of what they're supposed to be? Do you think you're going to get them back in 2 weeks? No. Von Miller's 3 months out, and he's still breathing problems.
Well, he do live
in
in
season. You've written off a season with your starting quarterback, your starting wide receiver, and your tight end. And that's not even mentioning anybody on the defensive side that gets it. And what are you going to do? Bring in replacement players?
It would depend how personal the training camps are going to be, though. They could go fully virtual training camps. They've been doing it for off-season workouts and all that.
Now we get into the soft tissue injuries because nobody's had any practices.
Well, they need to be practiced. It's just virtual
the physical training side. That's the concern, is you've got soft tissue injuries that you have to worry about now. ACLs, MCLs, shoulders, knees, elbows, ankles. That's all it takes. It just takes one bad play, one twist. Trust me, I know this from experience. Running 3 miles in the military, my knee goes pop, pop, out of the blue.
Hey, Ethan.
Yeah.
Well, no, not Ethan and Mike. Milcom.
Yeah, that's me.
You want to read the comments?
Yeah, I was waiting for William to.
Go ahead.
All right. Will Bombard back. Will Bombard said, "How is T.O. and Randy Moss on that list?" William said he has a surprise as he comes in. Dalton says, "I knew." There's an echo somewhere. Okay. Dalton said, "I knew Marquez Colston was never in the Pro Bowl." Dalton said, "Dennis is definitely a hater." Jared said, "Breeze should have won it in 11 when Rodgers won it." Dennis said, or Willis said he disagrees with you, Dennis. Breeze was snubbed. We talked about this before. William said, "How about Indy that year in '94?" Dalton said, "Breeze should have won 2008 season, 2009 season, 2011 season." William Richter said they got screwed. Chuck Thomas said 1994 easy. Will Bummer said, "You gonna show that Shaq tree with all the broken rims?" Jared said, "Letting people on the Zoom at 9. Jared's here now, so there we go. Dalton said, "I disagree with you, Dennis. Breeze was snubbed like 3 times. Chuck Thomas said, Anthony Mason nasty. Will said 1994 when Michael was gone. Ernest is in the building. What's up, Ernest? Jared said, "Is this completion percentage all garbage time?" Dak or William said Dak was doing it all year on garbage time.
Here we go.
Ramona said,
That's right, I did.
Ramona said, Breeze can't play defense.
No, we can't.
TC said, Wentz is the king of garbage time.
Here we go.
You asked for it. You asked for it. By the way.
Will said, your logic is way off, Dennis. Drew Brees and the Saints be putting up 40 points a game with teams who are also putting up 35 plus 40 points a game. So explain to me how that garbage time.
Talk about on his losses, not his wins. Talk about on his losses.
Chuck Thomas said Drew Brees needs another Super Bowl to possibly move past Montana. Brady Manning.
Pass no damn Montana.
Ain't nobody passing Montana. Montana's still the top.
Brady Manning, Montana, Elway, Breeze, Favre, Marino outside my top 5.
Breeze ain't better than Brett Favre. Child, please. Next.
No, try again. Montana's not leaving that number 1 spot. I don't care if Brady has 9 rings. He's got 3 Super Bowl losses, 4 Super Bowl losses.
Buzz Buck Flair for you. Ernest said, Den, what's up, Ken folks?
What up, Ken folk?
What's up, cuz?
Dalton said, no, Tracy Porter was the one who picked off Peyton Manning in the Super Bowl. Jared said, how many times in history has there been a quarterback with a 70% or better completion percentage in a season?
Lots.
I need my answer, Dennis.
Okay, it was Drew Brees. That's better for you. Drew Brees.
Yeah, there's only been like 6 times, and 5 of them were Drew Brees.
And five of them were Drew Brees. And what did that get him?
Team game.
Y'all be killing me, man. Y'all killing me.
It's a team game.
Let it be Dak Prescott lose to the Eagles.
I like Dak Prescott.
It's all Dak Prescott.
I think Dak Prescott's the reason why they didn't win last year.
It was just cool, man.
Dak Prescott looking at Patrick Mahomes' contract.
All right, William said, you open it up. It's on.
Lamar Jackson lost the playoff game. Lamar Jackson's fault.
Chuck Thomas said Breeze needs to hold those records because if Brady moves past him to 4, never move past the 3 legends. Breeze equals Manning in the playoffs. Really, Buck Flair. Okay.
We'll see how well Brady does with that shitty offense of yours.
That might be partially true.
I don't think Tampa Bay would do so good this year.
Yeah, well, that's another. We'll get into that. Will said Dallas is right. The defense has always been ass. Again, goes to my point above. Jared said it wasn't about the tackle. Marcus Williams dropped, so he didn't get a pass interference call. It was about his timing, not his tackling. Dalton said Breeze has no defense. But Will said Case Keenum was on shit. Will said Case Keenum was on shit that year. Chuck Thomas said Eagles lost to Brad Johnson and Jake Delhomme. Dalton said Case Keenum was playing like MVP during the regular season in 2017. Derek Crenshaw, Broncos in the house. Aaron Pop, I agree with William for sure. It's all about sports that are about to play. It's all on the sports that are about to play. Chuck Thomas said, I can see no fans as Packers have issued limited participation warning in the stadium, 25 to high 50%. He said, I see kids back in school. Why not players?
You're not going to see kids back in school.
You're
going to see another 6 months of kids behind a computer.
Say that again? Because in Georgia right now, they told the kids, get ready to go back to school next week.
You're going to find that they're not going to go back.
Anywhere that germs are traveled the most is in school.
Kids.
In school.
And kids don't wash their hands.
Right.
Trust me, the schools out here in Oregon have already decided they're doing until at least after Christmas break on computers again. You're going to go back, pick up your Chromebook, and do it all over again.
Like I know for me, like it's gonna be online, but for high school, elementary, right now they're thinking of just doing like half a week there and half a week at home, which is, to me, it sounds bizarre.
But that
Should just
doesn't
stay home.
out
Yeah,
here.
you're not doing yourself any good at this point. I've wandered around without a mask on the entire time, and I haven't had it anywhere out here. But again, it's all it's all in how you take care of yourself too.
That's true.
My mother was. Let's put it to you this way: my mother was a charge nurse in an ER, so she's not one of these ignorant people who doesn't tell me what I need to do. How to fix something. Oh, well, that's just wash your hands, take care of yourself, eat proper, exercise, and do the right things. If you go out in public, come home and shower afterwards. That way you get rid of it. And then wash your laundry, wash your clothes on a consistent basis. If you use a reusable mask, you wash it every night and you reuse it then. If you don't wash it, don't stick it in your pocket. Don't wing it around. Don't stick it in your back pocket. Don't stick it in your purse. Things like this. But these people just don't understand. You don't wear disposable gloves all day and then change them whenever you feel like it because you've got germs on them. They're disposable for a reason. Same with the disposable masks. Every 2 hours, you're supposed to change that disposable mask. There's only one mask in this country that's supposed to be working properly, and that's the N95 mask. And ain't nobody got $200 a piece to go buying one. And then you got to buy the cartridges for them. I'm telling you right now, a lot of people are making this a bigger deal than it is. If they would just listen and take care of themselves and be smarter about it, you wouldn't.
Hey, they said this is a sports show. This is not Dr. Williams' show.
Hey, stop your wish. Get over it.
Hey, no.
By the way, you hold. I got some ish for you. How about we break down that Patty Mahomes deal?
Hold on.
Let me tell you how that
Let me
goes.
finish comments.
Hold on. You're gonna be a little bit on the comments. Let's get with this list real quick, and then we'll get back to.
I feel like everybody's broken down the contract.
All right.
Ray Charles broken down the contract.
Anybody see this list?
Yeah, I see that list.
I saw that. I saw it when you sent it to us beforehand. But that's quite a change in scenery if Brady goes to the Browns.
And I still don't see that.
I just don't see.
I don't see any of those happening.
I actually did my own version of the redraft when I saw that. I went and checked out the team rosters from that year, and based on what their needs are, I did my own redraft of how I thought that. I agreed with some of those, but not all of them.
I think Washington should have got Sean Alexander and Brian Urlacher.
I don't think Brian.
That'd have been nuts right there. They had back-to-back picks too.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Urlacher wasn't rated that high. He was a middle to late first rounder.
I wasn't going on how they were rated.
Wait. That's because we were listening to draftees back then. I really didn't know what they was talking about.
Well,
the redraft is just knowing what you know now. Redrafting
much.
A lot of times you got points taken away from you because of the schools you went to.
Yep.
Not because of how good your talent was back then.
Doing this list for me, going on, knowing what we know now, I had it like this. I had the Browns. Obviously, anyone who had that number one pick was going Brady. I did have the Redskins taking Urlacher because
that don't make sense. They just drafted Wichita last year.
Yes, but knowing what we know now, if they knew it was going to turn out to be what
it's a redraft. You go based off what you know.
If I know what I know now, I think I would try to get that kid some help. You just spent all that money on your number one pick. So you go back to the very next year, you get number one pick at quarterback. Nobody does that.
Cardinals did.
Yeah, after they got rid of no, they didn't pick two people at number one.
They used a first rounder on a quarterback 2 years in a row.
They didn't pick two guys at number one though.
I think the Redskins would have gone a Urlacher. I actually had a few different names on here. Marvel Smith also went in the 2000 draft to Pittsburgh, one of the better tackles at the time. The Redskins had a very bad offensive line. That would have been a pick that I think they would have made had they known that he would have been good. He wouldn't have fallen as far as he did in that draft. I think Burris would have gone to the Bengals over Warwick. I think the Ravens would have took Sean Alexander. Keith Bullock went in that draft too. The Eagles needed desperate defensive help because they had a great offense.
Didn't the Bengals still have, or what's his name?
If I'm the Bengals, I'm taking Peter Warwick. I'll take that loss any day of the week. Peter Warwick was the man. I don't know about that one. Peter Warwick was the man.
I think the Eagles would have gotten Keith Bullock had they known what he would have turned out to be. They needed some defense, and he was the best linebacker available.
Do you think the Raiders still take the kicker in the first round, Sebastian Janikowski, like they did?
Probably. I didn't do that far down. I just did it the list.
I'm just asking. Sebastian Janikowski, knowing how long he lasted.
I think the Raiders would have. Sebastian played with him 15 seasons.
He played 19 seasons or 18 seasons.
Right. I think I would have kept Sebastian on there too.
What up, though?
What up, though?
Brett.
Chicago Bears getting Mark Bolger ain't that bad either.
I didn't have Bolger going in the top 9 in my redraft.
Who did you have?
Pennington. When healthy, Pennington was a better quarterback than
Pennington
Bolger.
was very good.
Pennington was the better quarterback out of that draft class.
Pennington didn't have no arm though, but he was good.
He was the second best. My 7 through I actually did through 10 for the Ravens' second pick. I had the Cardinals. John Abraham went in that draft. 133.5 career sacks.
Should have gone to the Bengals.
Arizona. With the Bengals picking, because the Bengals need receiver help. But like I said, I would have done Burris over Warwick. I had Abraham Reed going to Arizona.
End up getting Chad Pennington and John Abraham in the same draft.
Teams don't nearly always go off strictly off need too, though.
Well, yeah, I mean things like this are hard to do. But I did have Deltha O'Neal still going to Pittsburgh. I had Pennington going to the Bears, and then for the Ravens' second pick of the round, there wasn't a whole lot of dominant receivers, but I feel like Lavernius Coles is super underrated. And he in that draft. I think for the Ravens at that time, that would have been some solid help to get Trent Dilfer.
Trent Dilfer would have survived a little bit longer, and he probably would have had a little bit better of a run.
Their defense was so loaded; they didn't need to pick more defense.
In 03 when they went, they would have had a much better offense, and that they wouldn't have had to rely on that defense so bad. Suggs and them wouldn't have had to struggle so hard at points and times throughout the year.
I don't think Brady. I don't think Brady goes to.
I don't think Brady goes.
I don't think Brady goes to the Cleveland Browns. But if Brady goes to the Baltimore Ravens,
that'd be nasty.
Did need a quarterback.
I could have seen that. I could have seen Baltimore taking Tom Brady over that. They would have traded up. They would probably have traded those 2 picks to get Brady and hold him for 20 years if they knew that was what was coming. And who knows? Cleveland didn't have half the personnel that they do now. Think about that. Cleveland had a horrible, horrible offense at that point in time. You're sticking Tom Brady on a horrible offense. What are you expecting from that?
Well, they was expanding last year, so.
What's next, Dennis?
Next is Ron's hot take.
Oh, want me to catch these up first, or what?
Yeah, catch them up, please.
Aaron Pop said, "Be prepared to have no quick." Chuck Thomas said, NFL reporting $20 million drop in cap if they don't play. Will LeBombard said, Myles Garrett will spit on Rudolph. Ernest said, NFL will go forward with the rest of the regular season. Increase your team roster if you're concerned.
No. Not gonna
Chuck Thomas players tested every week, and they're playing game through injuries at any time. Stop being softy, William. Football players' careers can end at any time. Chuck Thomas said separated shoulders, knee injuries, and survival of COVID is higher for younger generations. Let's see. Chuck Thomas said Will Softy needs to hold ice cream now. Okay. Dalton said weaving back. TC, really TC. He said Montana isn't even top 2. Wow. I'm not even gonna go there tonight.
Wow.
Montana?
Wow.
Like I said, we'll keep going for now. That's another topic for another day, obviously. Ernest said sometime Dennis. Yuri said I'm back. Sorry, I was busy. Yuri said Tom Brady in Cleveland. I would never want to picture that. Ernest said California's going back in September. Aaron said here in Washington we're not sure when the kids are going to school. Ernest said ain't nobody care. Chuck said sports show, not Dr. Williams show. Ernest said anyway people are waiting. Yuri said hopefully school back in September in Massachusetts. Ernest said, "Keep it moving." Will the Bombard said, "William's acting like Marcus, trying to come in and take over the show. Mute his mic."
Mute Will's
Ernest
mic. I'm Jake Fromm from State Farm.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Ernest said, "I second that." Chuck Thomas said, "School starts here in Indy 7:30 or July 30th. College on August 23rd." Chuck Thomas said, "Brady, all that matters there." Chuck Thomas said 2017 would have been a better redraft. But somebody coughed, so Robert Leader said, "Oh no, not a cough." And Will said, "Who just coughed? They got the Rona."
My roommate's a lady.
So,
yeah, I heard that coughing.
What do you got, Ron?
You mentioned the word cough, and there she goes. She's choking like the Falcons in the Super Bowl.
Oh my god.
Oh
Hey,
man.
Brett, see, I got my special Ron shirt on.
That
Right.
is.
Ron, I ain't even see you right there, bro. How you
That
doing
is.
tonight? Yeah, Ethan, you out of here?
Yeah, I gotta go, man.
All right, man. It was great having you.
It was great time.
Ducks out before I can sack him, and it's 2-11.
Hey, go for it. Go for it real quick. Go for it real quick. Go for it.
Oh, I want to know what you think the Dolphins are going to do for a final year. Well, what are they going to do this year? Final standings.
I see us in the division as like the third in the division. I see us like sweeping the Jets. I can see that.
Okay.
The Pats will split. We'll split a game.
Okay.
And then the Bills, we might get swept by them, or we may be surprised by a win there too.
Depending on week 17, depending on where Buffalo sits in the standings, if they just cough the game up like they did with the Jets last year.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like the highest I see them right now, it's either 8 or 9. The lowest I see them right now is 6, 7. That's right now.
There's a reasonable Dolphins fan. I'm quite shocked.
I'm very reasonable. My co-host, he said that the Bills were gonna make it, and then he said that we're gonna go like 10 or 11, which that's like 200 wins. I guess maybe next year, depending on what we get.
I think you're 2 years out.
2 years. Yeah,
I think you're 2 years out from being competitive, like where we see Marino and Kelly, and you see that kind of back and forth with Buffalo. But again, the Jets have that guy, and the Jets are going to have that Pennington throw in, like where it's going to be a 3-way go at it. I'm not sold on Stidham yet. What are they doing with Cam Newton? Are they tanking for Trevor? Are they just using Cam as a ploy? Because you gave him $500,000. What are you really expecting out of him? Does he hurt his foot somewhere in the middle of the season? Does he not?
Expecting him to prove that he can stay healthy and not be injured, and he still has something left. If he has left, plug into that offense.
The AFC show.
I'm just saying.
They're not tanking for Trevor. Everyone that says the Patriots are tanking, they don't know Belichick.
Oh, Belichick just doesn't know how to draft. That's all. There's a difference. Belichick doesn't know how to draft. But again,
he doesn't know how to draft wide receivers. He absolutely knows how to draft any other position, especially from rounds 3 through 7.
Well, no, because all he does is trade his players. Look at who he drafted this year. He drafted a kicker in the 4th round.
2nd, 3rd round, and the compensatory picks. That's where he shines.
Okay, what's wrong with drafting?
Well, and you know why he signed Cam Newton, right?
Because he has a specific vision for his offense. He wants a mobile QB.
No, here's the reason. Remember, the same day they lost that 3rd round pick, by signing Cam Newton, they get a compensatory 3rd round pick in return.
If they lose him, yes. So
if they lose him for that year at the end of 1-year deal, rotate.
It also works as a bridge year to get Stidham ready for the next year.
Stidham should have been ready. He's been there for a year. He said,
"Yeah, but he was a 4th."
If you think he's the next Patty Mahomes and he's just behind Alex Smith,
Mahomes was a 1st round pick. Stidham was only a 4. He was more of a game manager at Auburn. The talent might be there, but he might need 2 years to develop.
Kirk Cousins was a 4th rounder, and he stepped in on a 1st rounder's bid.
Well, Bill doesn't like to throw guys in too early. You know what? I trust him. If he
Brissett was thrown into the fire, and so
Kirk only came in because RG3 got hurt.
We also had a better receiving core than we do right now when Brissett was tossed into the fire.
Yeah. Like I said,
best fit.
But it was a pleasure to be on the show for sure. I hope I can come back in the future, guys.
Hey,
I
man,
gotta go now.
you invited every Tuesday, play. It's all up to you if you want to come through.
All right.
Talk your wish, man. We do this for the fans here on Talk Your Wish.
Always. I always
Not
see
to
you
mention,
on
hey, right before
Instagram.
you go, I want to say this though. I want to get 12 different podcasters together and do a fantasy football league this year.
Ooh.
You
And we
already
just
know I'm
gonna
in.
see who is the best podcast in fantasy football. We're gonna do a fantasy football
Oh, yeah.
show every week.
Better watch out. Marcus Betts hear that. He'll have to jump in on that.
Y'all let me know about that. I'm trying to get 12 different shows together. That's the
Hey,
whole
don't worry.
thing.
I'll let that group know.
Yeah, most definitely. Let them know.
For sure. But I appreciate it coming on, man. I really do.
Take care, Ethan.
Take care now. Have a good one.
All right, you too.
Telling y'all missed out.
All right, let's go, Ron. Ron's hot takes, baby. Let's get it together.
Who will have the better career on that new team? Tom Brady or Cam Newton?
Brady.
I'm going with Cam.
Cam, and he's only there a year.
You split me down the middle on this one.
I hear you, Will. Brissett was 1-1. I'm not saying Brissett was a savage, but what I am saying is they have an offense that's already set up for Cam Newton when they had Brissett. That's what I'm saying. I can't say.
I'm just worried that Cam Newton's not going to stay healthy. That's my concern.
That
That offensive line isn't a safe place to be.
Will. Let's talk about some things. Let's talk about something else.
Look at that offensive line.
But
That offensive line is
you
trash.
keep wishing on the stars. You keep wishing on the star.
Have you signed Joe Tooney yet? No. You've got time ticking. You've got 9 days to get that shit done. 9 days to get Tooney signed.
Tooney ain't signed it yet.
That's right, he ain't signed it yet.
Even without
biggest
Tooney,
tackle has
the
got to
line is
protect Cam
solid.
Newton. Tick tock, tick tock.
Even without Tooney, that line is solid.
No, that line isn't solid.
Isaiah Wynn has been exceptionally good when he came back from injury last year. He's absolutely a top 10 left tackle at this point. I mean, he's number 10, but he's on
If he
the
can stay
outer
healthy.
edge. Joe Tooney is a top 5 guard. David Andrews, no respect for him. Top 5 center. Shaq Mason, top 5 right guard. Marcus Sin is at least average on the right side at right tackle.
Top
But the
5?
center retired, did he not?
David Andrews did not. He had blood clots, and he was cleared to play, and he's back.
I don't see him playing. I don't see
All right,
him.
here's my thing, because I see this is going to be a Cam Newton is going to get injured.com show. All right.
That's right, it is.
But you do know that this is a team that runs the ball on first and second down and throws on third.
Yes.
If they have to. Let's get that out the way. They run on
if
first
they
and second down. They got a plethora of running backs, and they throw on third if they have to.
But
They
my
rely
question
more on
is-
their running game than anything. Not to mention, this is the best wide receiver coach Cam Newton has ever had.
Well, what's Cam Newton's record versus Buffalo? Lifetime.
Oh man, you know what? He lost, but he's probably 0-15 with Buffalo. You know, I'm glad that you said that, William Richter. I seen a team.
He's not good.
I seen a player that couldn't beat a team one time, and they couldn't beat him in the cold. And Buck Flair's here, so he could read this. They couldn't beat this team in the cold. And every time they played them in the playoffs in the cold, it was a guaranteed win. But one season and 1 year, they end up beating this team on the last day that they had to play in Veterans Stadium and went and won the Super Bowl. And that's the only Super Bowl that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have. So just to let you know, sir, anything is possible in the NFL.
Oh, I'm sure. But when Cam Newton's 1-1, has 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions, has less than 500 passing yards, and has less than 100 yards rushing, and he has a 56% passer rating against Buffalo.
And now
I'm not scared of
that's
Cam
with
Newton.
that's with the Superman Cam, where he was the whole team, right? He had to make everything happen on that team, right? Had a bad offensive line, a very good tight end.
He had a couple of weapons too at that point in time too. He had wide receiver core.
Wide receiver core was okay, and the coach was good. Now he has a great coaching staff. Best wide receiver core he's ever had in his lifetime. Run game that's similar to D'Angelo Williams and Jonathan Stewart. I didn't say it was exactly. I said similar.
No, similar. Yeah.
Similar. All right. And I'm going to have to say that offensive line is probably the best offensive line he had.
He's had, yes.
And now
but
you're
is it the
telling
best
me
one
that
he's
this
going to play?
Cam Newton can't win you 10 games?
I think he can win 9.
I think that
the defense can win 1, so that's 10 games.
No, I think he wins. No, I think the Patriots win 9 games. I think the Patriots win 9
games.
That's
low end. That's low end.
No, that's the high end.
No,
that's
no.
The high
Patriots
end.
are winning the
and if we have a season this year, I'm letting you know right now, I'll take that bet. I'll take that bet that they win more than 9 games.
I can see them winning 10, but again, if they win 10, Bills have already won 10 11. The Bills, it's going to be first 1 to 10. First 1 to 10 in the AFC.
They're winning 11. The Patriots will win 11 games.
And the Bills won't. I agree with Dennis.
So you're going to say the Bills are winning 12?
No, 10.
I'm telling you that the Bills are coming in second place.
No, we're not. Bills are winning.
Here we go.
I'm telling you that the Bills are coming in second place.
You guys have really high hopes for Cam Newton.
It ain't about Cam Newton. It's a structured team that's already been structured, and Cam Newton, it was like the perfect.
And the first time Cam goes off script and goes and does something stupid and gets himself injured, or does something to piss Belichick off,
wishing on that injury.
Happen then?
Here you go wishing on the injury.
The Patriot way or no way. He's there and then he's gone.
Wait. One at a time.
Before Marcus,
I had to jump in. I had to jump in here real quick.
Marcus, can I read the comments before you?
He didn't even get introduced yet. He's ready to start firing.
I know. I want to read the comments, catch the comments up before.
Read the comments, Ethan.
I know Marcus is going to be going.
You need one of these in your life right here. I'm gonna get you a size X alpha shirt, a size 6XL alpha shirt. I got you. I'm here for you.
I don't need no alpha shirt. I don't need no shirt to say who I am. Well, yes, I do. I need the Ignorant Thinker podcast shirt. That's the one I need.
You just advertised it earlier in the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, make sure y'all go out there and get your merch. If you need the Ignorant Thinker podcast shirt, please DM me.
I'd rather talk about the Sixers again.
I'm on.
No, Ethan.
On your social media.
Chuck Thomas said Dolphins 5-3 in the division. That doesn't make sense. Okay. I don't know what he was. He said 5-3 in the division, but Chuck said Dolphins have a good coach. Robert Leader said there's the Medea Patriots. Will Bombard said Cam is in New England just so they can recoup that 3rd round pick they lost for cheating. TC says typical delusional Bills fan. Chuck Thomas said they drafted Brady round 6. Terrible, LOL. Chuck Thomas said the Bills are gonna be 12-4. TC said the Buffalo fans are moronic. He said Chuck Thomas says I'll keep Will happy with that prediction and send me ice cream now. Robert Leader says excuses. As Dennis said, Will said the set was 1-1. Why they be acting like he was a savage? They said they're saying Brady. Ernest said Brady for that question. Will said Brady. DC said Cam's gonna light Buffalo up. Will Bombard said Cam lighting Buffalo. Cam has 0 success against the Bills since being in the league. Chuck said Brady, Cam might not play. Grandma clothing industry has shut down. TC, I'm not reading that comment. That's a little too far. Chuck Thomas said Patriots got an O-line. So, Will said somebody tell Dallas to show us his shirt. He's got his 28-3 shirt on.
Ooh.
TC said he's a Patriot. Cam's a Patriot now.
I didn't even know they put that on T-shirts. Ciao.
Final overtime on the back.
Marcus said 2 different teams. TC said, "Why are you in denial?" Will said, "Waiting his ass was sacked like 17 times against the weaker defense than Buffalo has now." TC said, "Y'all stuck in the past." Chuck Thomas said, "Edelman's 31, Sanu's 34, Harry's 22, and still somewhat of a rookie. You got a rookie tight end. Sony got 19 career catches in 2 seasons and not been over 1,000 yards yet. James White's on the decline last year, so Cam Walken is trash, 8 at most." TC said Ricker is drunk. Will said the Patriots aren't winning more than 8 games. Chuck said Bills, Dolphins, Pats, Jets. Ernest said all we hear is blah blah regarding Cam. Chuck Thomas said over under 9.5 in Vegas. TC said you guys are drunk. Will said Dennis is drunk. Buffalo winning that division. Y'all just sat here riding Miami's wave a few minutes ago.
I'll take that bet too. You want to give it to me, Will?
Yeah.
And TC said
Okay,
Buffalo.
now,
TC said Buffalo wins. That says the same stuff every year.
okay, William Richter. And I'm not gonna dive too deep into this. I just wanted to bop my head in for a minute. Because we're gonna be covering the AFC East this week on the Alphabet football talk show. So y'all make sure y'all are there for that. So I'm not gonna go, but I'm just gonna say, William Richter, did you just say 56% pass completion percentage for Cam Newton? Did I hear you say that
against Buffalo in the 3 meetings he's had, and against Buffalo against the 3 meetings he's had there? The last time they played in 2017, he was sacked 7 times by a way more inferior Buffalo defense.
Okay, so we're going back to 2017 and 2018.
And you think about
it. Here's my thing. It just amazes me. Now y'all talking about Cam Newton's pass completion. Y'all talk about that when y'all are trashing Cam Newton, but y'all are the same guys that boost up Josh Allen for 58% pass completion percentage. What's the difference?
He had a 67% last year. The problem is that it boosted to 58 because he was a 56 his first year. He went to 67 his second year. He had a 67% completion percentage last year.
Who did?
Josh Allen.
No, he didn't. He
was ranked as one of the least accurate.
No, Josh Allen was the least accurate quarterback in the NFL last year. Y'all do know that, right?
Yeah, I'll read my questions.
Yeah, let's get to your next question because we got like 20 minutes left.
Do you think Frank Clark will be the next David Thomas?
No. Next question.
No.
You gotta worry about that.
No.
Frank Clark sucks. Yeah, I said it.
The Frank Clark that's on the Colts right now?
No.
The Kansas City Chiefs.
Kansas City
Chiefs. I'm sorry, Kansas City Chiefs. No. Derek Thomas. You're comparing.
No, it's just a question. I'm not comparing nothing. I just answering a question.
Next question.
Since it's been no NBA, do you think the West will help some teams or hurt some teams?
I think the rest. I think it will do both.
Yeah, it'll do both.
I know it's going to help the Sixers because they finally healthy, but
I know there's a lot of teams that have been able to recuperate, so that'll help some teams.
I think players got lazy, and you're going to have a lot of soft tissue problems. And I think you're going to see a ton of injuries in the first 2 weeks.
I believe that.
That's true.
This is already lit, my nigga.
How do y'all feel about J.R. Smith signing with the Lakers?
I can't hurt.
Does anybody have that meme of him when
LeBron going like this?
LeBron like this.
I ain't got it. I'm looking forward to it.
Everybody else has copied it. I think we all have the same feeling.
Let me ask another.
You guys heard what the Rockets coach said today? To answer that question.
Tony?
Yeah.
I'm in
Chip Kelly. Though. He said, my team ain't going to have no problem social distancing. That's how we play defense.
It's terrible.
Shake my head.
Better season, Todd Gurley or Melvin Gordon?
Gordon.
Todd Gurley.
Todd Gurley.
Martins?
Melvin Gordon. Look, I keep telling you this, and I'll say this again. Arthritis in your knee. Arthritis in your knees is not getting better as you get older. And the way that Todd Gurley runs the football, how violently he runs, like I think Todd Gurley will have some games this season where he looks really good, and then he's gonna have some games where he looks terrible.
But that every running back though.
No, I'm talking about where he shows flashes like your knee. As a running back, you need your knees. As a professional athlete, you need your knees. You know, running around, people say, "Oh, he's healthy now." Everybody looks great. Everybody looks great right now in t-shirt and shorts. When you got to go out there and full pass and make cuts and jump and twist and turn, that's something totally different.
Pretty much.
Oh,
that's almost as good as the one I showed everybody last night.
What NBA team will surprise everyone next year?
Next year?
Yeah.
Portland.
Brooklyn Nets. When they get everybody back.
I'm glad you said that, Marcus. Because I cannot trust Kyrie. I cannot trust him.
Hold on. William Richter, what you're not going to do is, on Talk US Tuesday, just pipe up every team in Oregon and Portland. That's what you're not going to
do. No, Dame. Look, you have a couple of free agents that are still going to hit the pool. Dame needs one more person to help him out.
Next thing I know you're going to be saying is...
He got Carmelo.
Do what?
You're Oregon Carmelo.
No, I'm not
in 2 years. In 2 years, William Ricker going to be a Seattle Seahawks fan.
Oh, get out of here.
He gonna have on that line.
I lived in New Mexico for how many years, and I never changed to be a Dallas Cowboys fan.
But I
never became a Denver Broncos fan. I never became an Arizona Cardinals fan.
This is my thing.
Come on,
I don't trust Kyrie. I don't trust him.
I trust Kyrie. I trust him to turn right into Uncle Drew.
Because look what he did in Boston. Nothing.
Okay. Who do we think? Where do we rank Kevin Garnett as far as players in the NBA right now?
Kevin Garnett or Garnett? Which one?
Not Kevin Durant. I'm sorry, I said Kevin Garnett. Kevin Durant. Where do we rank him as far?
Kevin Durant's top 5.
He's
right
now.
As long as he's behind Bird, I don't really care where he sits.
He said players right now.
Players right now, top 5.
Top 5. Top 3.
I think when he's healthy, he's a top 2. I think when he's healthy, he's a top 2 player.
So who's number 1?
I mean, it's pick your flavor between him.
I don't think Durant is better than Kawhi Leonard.
Oh no.
I don't think nobody's better than Kawhi Leonard.
No, I think Kawhi is tops, and then I think AD is right there.
So can we say top 3?
I say top 3.
I think AD's right there with him. I think AD and Kawhi are. Anthony Davis, like
AD
Unibrow. The Brow has got to be there at the top 3. Come on, he's not, and he's been consistent.
But
he's a consistent player. He's been there. He's healthy. He's doing his game. He's playing his game.
Yeah, I'll put AD number 2.
Yeah, y'all done lost your cotton.
Wait a minute. You put AD
over Durant right now? Absolutely. Because Durant isn't there. Durant's not doing anything.
Yeah,
now,
and then
Durant is actually playing out.
I got Luka at 3.
It's like 2A, like 2A, 2B.
You got Luka at 3.
You got Luka?
Get you a cold glass of water.
He's top 10.
Luka's 4 or 5, maybe.
Well, Chuck Thomas says, where do we have Giannis at?
I got Giannis at 4.
6, 7?
I got him at.
I think Greek Freak is definitely top 4.
I say top 3 or top 2.
Top 2.
LeBron, KD, Anthony Davis, and Greek Freak.
This is William Richter right here. Wishing on
I'm a Celtics fan, but I'm just telling you right now, the one team to watch in the West next year is Portland.
Why you say Portland?
They can pick up in free agency. If they can get a big name up here to help with Damian Lillard.
What do you mean Damian Lillard don't want to be there?
Really, they don't even need no big name. They just need somebody to score.
But again, you get an AD, you get whoever. You have. I'm trying to think of who the free agents are next year coming up.
I don't see AD going.
Somebody else has a question. Harden's up there.
Wait a minute. I don't see AD going from the Lakers to Portland. I don't see that happen.
Well, if the Lakers don't win this year, that team blows up.
I just saying, I don't see that
Is that
happen.
what y'all want? Is that what you want?
You know what I want to see? I want to see the Miami Heat versus the Utah Jazz in the finals, just to mess with everybody, because a bunch of teams got COVID. Just to mess with y'all to make this an illegitimate NBA finals for coming back when you shouldn't have.
Actually, as much as I'm messing with you over there, William Richter, my finals predictions are the Sixers.
Of course, he got this.
And the Portland Trailblazers in the finals.
No, it's Milwaukee.
I got
it's survival of the fittest.
This who I got: Boston and the Lakers.
I also got the Sixers and the Clippers.
Bring back the old school rivalry.
I think it's Miami and Utah, just because Miami's deep enough that they can pull guys off of their bench that can play just the same.
Dallas, who you got, Dallas?
Okay.
Well, I don't see Miami doing much for this year. I don't know about this year, but the original question of it in next year, surprise team, I think the Mavericks are on their way up and going to surprise a lot of people. They're going to be ready sooner than people think.
I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna say for this year, it's gonna be the Clippers versus the Raptors.
You still think the Raptors? You still think the Raptors are a contending team?
They're a scrappy team.
Yeah, I do.
I think they could be right there if they can stay healthy. I think they're right there. I think they're the only thing they don't have is Kawhi. They returned everybody else, and they're playing the same kind of basketball.
Yeah, you're making it seem like without them having Kawhi, they all right. No,
Kawhi just put them over the top and guaranteed.
Kawhi is the reason that they succeeded in the postseason.
Yes. But yet they have the same amount of wins at the same time this year without him.
How much time Kawhi missed when he played for Toronto?
He missed time during the regular season.
He missed a lot of time during the regular season.
And they still were winning, right?
No, they always going to listen. This is what y'all fail to realize. Toronto was always going to be a regular season monster. They got that down pat. Postseason is where they fail at. Who puts them over the edge in postseason? Say his name. Don't be scared. Say his name.
Oh, let's see.
Oh, you don't know his name?
No.
Oh, now you don't know his name.
What's his name?
Oh, now you don't know his name. His name is Kawhi. That's why he's the best player in the NBA. His name is Kawhi.
Kawhi hit some big shots.
Over the top.
Yeah, he hit the big shots last year. He's not there this year.
And then you also have some young kids and some young talent that are just as hungry. They got
listen. I'll be honest. So I think that Williams right. I think it'll be a surprise. It'll be a surprise to teams though because of the sudden the long delay and all that. I think it's gonna.
I think it's a survival of the fittest thing. It's literally who can survive to the end and not catch whatever and lose half your squad in the first 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Why do you think guys like Bradley Beal aren't coming back? Because they're playing in worthless 5 games or 8 games, and then they start the playoffs. Are you really going to make the playoffs 8 games out with you're 5 games out and with 8 to play? Are you really going to you lose the first 3 and all of a sudden you got to win them all? And you've stuck yourself inside this bubble for no reason?
Well, the Wizards had not been good in a long time.
The Wizards were pulling at the very end, and then all of a sudden Bradley Beal had his injury right there at the end. So, but again, like I said, you have to think about these things.
And y'all gonna sit there and tell me?
I mean, yeah, he did good last year.
What do you mean did good? Did good is sitting next to the couch with you.
Let me put it to you like this: he did great. Okay.
He did good last year. No, doing good is something with he did good last year. Ron Tom, you know what I know about you, Ron Tom? You don't like him. You just don't like him. You got that down.
I did not say I don't like him.
Here, let me tell you like this. Here, I'm looking at the roster right now. You got Siakam, who stepped up over all year.
Siakam.
You got Serge Ibaka, who's playing well. You got Fred VanVleet. Serge Ibaka is playing very well right now.
Okay.
And then you've got Fred VanVleet, who came out of nowhere last year and gave you heart and grit, which you needed to get through some of those series of games. All right. You got Marc Gasol, who's still playing at a fairly decent level. No, he's not going to be your 25, 30-point guy, but he's going to get you rebounds. He's a defensive rebounder.
Been okay.
And then again, you've got a bunch of young kids on here. but you've got a coach in Nick Nurse who's.
So wait a minute, you named all them people, but you didn't name the star of the team.
Siakam.
No, Siakam's not the star of the team.
And Kyle Lowry is there, but again, Kyle Lowry has been a playoff mishap. He showed up last year in the finals because he didn't have all the pressure on him. I'm waiting to see if he can do that again this year without all that. I want to see that. If he can prove that he can do it again, if he earned his confidence last year and he continues to roll that over, then yeah, Toronto's a scary squad. I'm telling you, it's not just because.
So you saying the kid from Philly ain't got it? Oh, okay.
It's possible. He ain't had it before until last year when somebody didn't have. He was the one that was carrying all the pressure. Think about it.
They traded what his name to San Antonio.
DeMar DeRozan.
He never had
DeRozan
it.
was supposed to be the future of the franchise.
He never had it.
Yeah, best trade ever.
Lowry was the one that had the better ability of being more clutch. But I think it was a confidence thing last year that he needed. He needed that boost. And Kawhi Leonard taught him that and showed him that. And Siakam stepped up and learned how to play the game better. And Fred VanVleet gave you the heart that you needed. And Ibaka started playing well. And Gasol came out of nowhere. That team is ready. I'm not saying they're going to win the final, but they could be there towards it, whether it's the Eastern Conference final or in the final again itself.
Right.
They are the defending champs. We're not just going to write them off into the sunset just because they lost somebody. They won as many games as they did last year at the same time when they cut the season. They had as many wins or like one win less than they did when they cut the season at that point. So they're the same team. Not saying that taking away anything from Kawhi Leonard, but look at it. Kawhi Leonard sat for 26 games last year during the regular season before he came in and started playing in the playoffs.
Now, I want to ask you, who you think will step up this year for Toronto?
I think
who?
Anunoby.
Ain't nobody stepping up for Toronto this year.
I think Anunoby or Fred VanVleet will be the guy that you want to watch.
He showed out last year.
Well, there's only about 3 minutes left. I want to end the show and let everybody know. You ever looking to find out what the Ignorant Thinker podcast is, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. Contact me. Let's connect. I'm on all your social media platforms. All right. I want to give a special shout out to Dallas, William, Marcus Betts, Ethan and Mike, Bill's Mafia Ethan, and my co-host Ron Thomas for all coming out tonight. Fellas, y'all got anything else y'all want to say for the night?
When you asked me earlier about I had to think on it a little bit for this year for the NBA Finals, I'm going to tend to agree with my boy Ron Thomas here. I'm thinking the Lakers and the Celtics.
That's a good rivalry, though.
Because it's a good rivalry.
That's a good
rivalry. I think both are just ready.
Can they escape healthy? That's the question.
How old is the rivalry?
Beginning of time?
I still think they're deep enough to survive, even if they lose a couple of guys to the.
I know. I'm a Boston Celtics fan. I follow them. I know that they're deep enough. And again, they've got a guy in Taco Fall that can step up and play. And he was playing in the G League for a reason. He was honing his skills, getting ready for playoff basketball. They were going to bring him up.
And if nothing else, he's just a pure rebounder if he can't do anything else.
And that's fine. That's what you need.
That's what you need in the NBA.
Last word from me. Make sure y'all tune into the Alphabets Football Talk Show on Friday night. William Bricker is going to be on there. We're gonna break down the AFC East real good. We're gonna talk about this Cam Newton thing. We're gonna talk about Josh Allen. We're gonna talk about Devin Singletary. We're gonna talk about the whole AFC East. So
make sure, listen, if you're looking for your Ignorant Thinker podcast merch, make sure you hit me up for it. Got plenty of merch for you.
And happy birthday to Devon.
Happy birthday to Devon out there, the professional, Mr. Stanfield.
Yes, it is. Happy birthday,
I'm gonna have to call him and I'm gonna have
just
to
tell him no purple lights. That's all.
No more purple lights.
No purple lights.
But
great show, y'all, and have a great night.
Tell him to get a tan too for free.
Right, you gotta get all that together. Listen, I'm not with that tan stuff. I'm
great
y'all boys have a great night.
for my city, Mr. 716 low. With them fly ass chicks who paint them pretty ass lips. With them trap boys out doubling up on bricks. For positions like